I love this. My good friend Laura Lanktree, it's been so long since I've seen you look as gorgeous as ever. We're going to dish on all the fashions. And before you guys send your hate mail, it's just our opinions. Exactly. And everybody's doing it. And the stars know it as soon as they step out on that carpet. It comes with the territory. Are they dressed to impress or do they miss the mark?
Well, my disclaimer is always that these people have everything at their disposal. The top stylists, they could go into the archives and you know, wear vintage stuff. Like, they truly are supposed to be looking the best.
The world is at their fingertips. So let's sink our teeth into the best, according to Laura. Kerry Washington in Miu Miu.
To me, this was the one. It hit the mark. You know, a lot of people didn't love the length, but I think that this is kind of getting into that 20s flapper, Great Gatsby look that we're about to see so much of.
I like the top. I don't know the bottom, this whole like T-length thing that's in it. It would just kind of, it looked like it was cut and forgotten about at the base. I don't know, it looked unfinished.
And she had these fantastic like pointed shoes to give it a little bit of sharp angles, and then the modern sleek bob to offset the retro. Like, I just felt like top to bottom, flawless.
You loved it. Julianne Moore and Tom Ford, she looked striking.
Yeah. Well, it helps when Tom Ford's one of your best friends and you can basically call him and tell him to do something custom.
He made that for her,
Yeah, he did. And I just thought, you know, like the peaked shoulders with the beehive. I know some people didn't love the beehive, but that 60s mod hair is huge this season. So at least she played with it.
I love the dress. It was so beautiful on her gorgeous figure. Yeah, the hair a little bit was maybe too uptight, but she still looked beautiful.
It was graphic, and you know what? It matched that kind of slice through the waist.
I wish she had her hair up so that we could appreciate that collar. Alexander McQueen, Kate Hudson.
You know what? I read that, or actually I heard her say on the red carpet that she was not supposed to wear this dress. She was wearing something else, and it was too heavy, so she switched at the last minute. I have a feeling this hair was intended for the other dress. I do think it would have had a lot more drama, you know, to show off the collar a bit better, but it's sort of like, you know, a golden blanket.
And she's so striking. Her hair like swept in a messy sort of updo or high bun would have looked gorgeous. Marion Cotillard and Christian Dior. Again, we saw a lot of short asymmetrical cut hems.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought, you know, it's a little bit casual. Obviously, she went with no accessories save for the little tennis bracelet. But I love that about her because she's stunning.
But waist up, did this not look like Jennifer Lawrence with the red, the strapless and the belt?
Sure, it was both Dior. But I think that metallic belt, to me, that's like the top accessory of the season. Every time I've seen it on the red carpet, I absolutely love it. I think it wraps everything up beautifully.
Top choice, I agree with you 100%. Michelle Dockery, I didn't even know who she was because I don't watch Downton Abbey.
Oh, Dina, you gotta watch Downton Abbey.
But Alexander Vautier, this is, who could pull off this dress?
Other
exquisite.
Than her. I know.
With the hair and the gold all the way up it's fabulous.
Well, it's funny she does the Downton Abbey, you know, and she wears those 20s styles on the show. This, to me, was sort of like, you'd think she was on Game of Thrones. It was like this gilded armor and those broad shoulders, the tiny little neck. It was like...
fresh.
Yeah, laurel leaves and very victorious.
Okay, now, who missed the mark? Tracy Pearce is on standby. We know and love her. She does our makeup.
Oh, we've already talked about this.
She disagrees.
I don't even understand.
Halle Berry. Listen, she's stunning. But the colors of the dress and the cuts, it looked like...
Okay, I was picturing her like, you know, flying through on a moped through the streets of Italy and like knocking into a scarf vendor or something, and then they stapled it all together. Like, that was a hot mess. I'm sorry, I couldn't even believe it. And like the silk screening job, even like La Lune, it said all over the place. What was happening?
I agree 100%. Now, Sienna Miller, she raided somebody's doily closet and decided to wear it out. What is happening? She's so beautiful.
I know. She was wearing Erdem, which she, you know, so proudly said that she was wearing a British designer. Erdem's actually Canadian, thank you so much. But, you know, born and raised in Canada, so I really wanted this to go off well, but it was a bit boxy.
Yeah, you know the flowers at a wedding that they put on the car? It's like she kind of stuck it on her shirt.
Well, I think in the role that she was nominated for was kind of a 60s girl. So it was that whole flower power feel, but
you weren't feeling
this.
Stiff. You weren't feeling Taylor Swift's outfit?
No,
Too old?
Stop going to prom. You know, it's time to step up. You're a Hollywood girl now. Like, and a lot of people were saying, oh, so sexy, good for her for breaking out of the box. I don't find this sexy at all.
Oh, people were saying Jennifer Lopez was sexy, but you weren't having it. You were not having that outfit.
I won't deny that it was sexy, and like, of course, you know, with her figure, you should show it off at every opportunity, but don't wear a figure skating outfit.
Oh,
like,
Laura says Nancy Kerrigan called. She wants her skating
It
outfit
was
back.
like that lace applique on top of pantyhose. If she did a triple sow cow, I would not be surprised.
There was a lot of this though. There was like Nicole Richie had the lace thing on. There was a lot of the what is her name from ER? Juliana Margulies did it beautifully. I feel like with JLo, she reminded me of the Britney Toxic video.
Yes.
You know, love is
From
toxic.
how many years ago? You know, like it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
She is beautiful, but I would have liked to see her do something a little
And
bit
the
different.
makeup, the heavy contouring, like the
didn't like
straight
it?
shine down the nose, she just kind of looked greasy to me.
Well, Jaden no, says Laura. Okay,
Sorry.
last one. Lena Dunham and Zach Posen. You didn't like it
know.
because?
I love her. I have to say I love her, and I wanted her to look, you know, incredible, but this, no. Like the sea of plum. It was too much fabric, nothing to break it up, no contrast. You know, the off the shoulder, I like her cropped do is fantastic, but that's a lot of skin, and the
Poor thing, I would have
fabric
just worn
panels-
flats.
Yeah, like
her
you
feet
can,
were aching.
You can use those fabric panels to your advantage, and color blocking, and all these things can be done well, and it was fighting against.
I'm surprised Lucy Lou's not on here. It was the bold print and like a curtain thing happening.
I was watching the Globes with my girlfriends and immediately was like, okay, who ripped the drapes off and wrapped it around her? But everyone else loved it, so I was spitting her. I don't know.
It's always fun to talk about. There were no swans this year, though.
Yeah,
Let's
her
say that.
hair, though, the fishtail braid.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
MSN.ca, styleswept.ca, at Laura Lanktree to follow her on Twitter, as we all do. You always look so stylish.